How we doing, fam?
He's heating up!
Are you ready to go live with Papa Swolio?
We can hold the peace or we can wage war, but I'm gonna get what I came for. Rilla gang, that's a crew name. We all graduated to the two-door. Sacred Global, that's an infrastructure. All y'all niggas like the Titanic. I'm the iceberg, talking no Zucker on the front lines, but we don't panic. Shit getting messy, got nothing to rest, and I'm tired.
All right, we're about to get started. Smash that like button. Where's my like police at? Here we go, fam. Let's do it. Let's do it. Swolenormous.
The sun is shining. The birds are chirping.
That Papa-normous.
The bacon is sizzling. Welcome to the
Nothing like it. Testing, 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 test, 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 testing, 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 testicles, testing, testing, testicles, testicles. Oh, welcome everyone to episode 1600 and 84 of the Daily Mother. So, whoa, the most muscular Swolecast, Beardcast, Broadcast, Gaincast, Mancast, Pimpcast, Sleazecast, and Slaycast in the realm. Because when I flex, you flex, we all flex our biceps. Smash that like button. We got some tainty magooch today. And for the Swole card, we'll be giving away the Swole card at the end of today's episode. You can use a Tainty Tuesday. You can put a Tainty Magooch. You can do whatever you want. You could drop that in the comments. We'll be giving that away at the end of today's episode. Don't be a biche. Don't be a boosh, or you'll end up like Tainty Magooch. And you don't want to be a Tainty Magooch, do you, fam? Do you, fam? No, I know you don't. I know. I got some bone broth here. Make sure you're drinking your bone broth. Let's see. If you're brand new to the Mancast, make sure you hit the subscribe button. You can subscribe to the audio cast. And don't forget, you got some awesome bonus content in the pre-roll over there. So make sure you check it out. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, follow the Daily Swole. Join the SwoleFam over at SwoleNormousX.com. We got Fuck Your Resolution specials going on right over there. Now is the time to join. I'm super stoked for the Swole New Year party, which will be on December the 30th. So make sure that you mark your calendar. I'll be giving you an update on what time that's going to go live real soon. It'll probably be midday, early evening. That way more people can join. Not to mention, you got the Vikings, the last season of Vikings premieres. So got to give you time to go and catch that when it launches. So December the 30th, Swole New Year, major releases, big time programming releases, and lots of awesome stuff. So as we get started here, you could also follow the Daily Swole on Instagram, follow Swolenormous on Instagram, and of course, Papa Swolio on TikTok. Been dropping a lot of content everywhere. Just been dropping my sack in all sorts of places. You know what I'm saying?
Who told you could eat my cookies?
Who told you to eat my cookies? Let's see what we got going on. So what'd you pump today? Drop that in the comments. Let's see. Let's dip into the fam a little bit before we get started as everyone's joining live. Christian Chaddock made a big pot of bone broth earlier today. Very nice. Let's see, Becca, I'm working right now, so I'm going to take a gamble with this one hashtag, Tainty Magooch. Very well done. Very well done. Very well typed out, too. I appreciate you. I appreciate you being on your phone and using capital letters and doing it all properly. Very nice. Very nice. Let me see here. Hope everyone's doing well. What's up, Nicholas, Johnny, Matthew? How we doing? Tainty Tuesday. Swole time is the best time. I do agree. All right, fam, as you're coming in, drop what you're working on in the comments down below. I hope your weather's doing well, and I hope you're making it to the gym. I hope you're getting your pump on. And Swole fam, we're always getting our pump on. I'm not worried about that. I'm not worried about the Swole fam. I'm not worried about all of you. I know you're getting it done. But anyone else that's kind of like fringe, maybe fringe fam, brand new, doesn't really know what we're all about, maybe they're slacking, don't slack. Don't slack. Let me do this. Let me do a Tainty Magooch, and let's do a Tainty... It's Tainty Tuesday. I'm going to put that here too. I'm going to put the hashtag there too. Tainty Magooch and Tainty Tuesday. That's a nice card too. Let me get that going here. All right, let's get into the tip. We got our first SwoleFam post of the day. I'm excited. I'm excited for
just an inch. Just an inch.
It's a little bit chilly.
It's cold outside.
Ooh, that was hot. That was hot. How many of you, I see that down below. Lizzo We got a story about Lizzo today. We're going to talk about Lizzo when we go deep. So Liz says, wrapping up my semester, and we'll have 5 weeks to focus on getting my 7 pillars going. I like that. I like that. You're seeing this on the right side of the screen now. If you don't have your copy of the 7 pillars, you could download your copy at swolenormousx.com. Community, nutrition, training, recovery, mobility, mindfulness, and consistency. Shelby, on my second day of the 90-day dash, does moving count as a workout? Moving like moving your house? No, it doesn't count as a workout. It's physical activity. It's different than a workout, though. It's different than a workout. A lot of people are like, hey, I lifted boxes for a long time. That's physical activity. It's not really a workout. It's physical activity, which is good. It's good to be moving, but it's not concentrated. It's not focused. There isn't any program design. There's no real purpose. It's just chaotic movement, but it's definitely better than sitting on your ass. So good for you. Good for you. Let's take a question to get started. This one's from Instagram. If you want your question featured on the show, you could drop it in the comments below. Hashtag AskPapaSwolio. And this one's from Galenaremi. I never know these. I never know those. Never know the names. Galena, Remy, who knows? So she writes, Papa Swolio, what are some exercises that can still be done while recovering from a sprained ankle? You could do chair yoga. If you check out the Swolenormous X yoga studio, the studio inside Swolenormous X, you can try chair yoga. You can also do upper body exercises. You definitely want to be activating the glutes. You can do that with a sprained ankle. It depends on the severity of the sprain, but you can do glute activation exercise. You can do leg lifts and stuff. And one of the things that happens often with a sprained ankle is, of course, while it's sprained, usually you want compression, elevation, icing it. You're staying off of it for the most part. But also, once you start healing, you're going to be limping. You're going to be biasing towards your opposite leg, which throws off your entire posture, and it's going to essentially shut down your neural activity to your glutes. So your body, you start walking differently because of your sprained ankle. So you're not tracking through your foot the same way. So it actually shuts down your glutes, which destabilizes your legs, destabilizes your ankles, destabilizes your knees, destabilizes your lower back, and it affects everything up and down the kinetic chain. So it's very important that you focus on rehab, getting your mobility back, doing stabilization exercise, and also focusing on glute activation exercises. At least once you get back into training, when you're able to like put pressure on it. Because I'm not saying go walk around on it while you're sprained, but you should keep that in mind, that your posture is going to be jacked up from a sprained ankle. And anyone how many of you have had a sprained ankle? And you know what I'm talking about. A lot of times this happens this happens to a lot of people when you have an injury, maybe in college or 5 years ago, 10 years ago. This is very common when you get an injury and then 5-10 years later, you start having chronic neck pain, you start having chronic back pain, you have a knee injury and you say, oh my God, I blew out my knee doing X, Y, and Z. Well, it's not necessarily the activity that was like the straw that broke the camel's back. A lot of times that comes from 5 or 10 years ago when you had the initial injury that changed your posture, that changed your cadence, that changed your walking, your gait, that changed your muscle activation. And then it puts you in a jeopardized position over the next several years in which it got weaker and weaker. And then you did one movement that your body wasn't prepared for, and that was unbalanced and undertrained and X, Y, and Z. So that's why it's important to train in multiple planes of motion. It's important to practice yoga. You pair that up with strength training, you're gonna be much better off. So we'll take some comments down below. But a lot of people have dealt with that. I dealt with this. My left ankle, I never really got injured in a big way playing. Actually, both of my ankles, I've kind of, in my baseball career, I got cleated in high school, turning a double play. This guy came in hot with his spikes up. I don't know if he got ejected, I forget, but hit me right on the inside of the ankle, right above the medial malleolus. Oh my God, nasty bone bruise. So it changed my whole gait and how I walked on it. Probably still to this day, I feel like it's different, but you couldn't put pressure on it. Definitely stress fracture that I kind of just worked through in high school. Didn't go get x-rays or anything like that I remember. I might have, I don't remember. But also I never really got hurt aside from that through the rest of my career in playing baseball. But then when I played softball in college, it was an intramural softball, and I was looking at, I crushed one into the outfield, and I was rounding second going for third base. And when you play baseball your entire life and you're used to 90-foot bases, I forgot that softball fields were 45 feet. So I was watching the ball as I was rounding second, running to third. And by the time I looked, because I was watching to make sure when the guy threw the ball, you're gauging the outfielder throwing. So, whether to slide or what's going to be happening. Anyway, by the time I turned, I didn't realize the base was right there. You just muscle memory running 90 feet. All of a sudden it was 60 feet, not 45 or 60 feet, but shorter spaces. So, fucking around with intramural softballs when I got hurt. So it was full Matt Damon, but really bad. So like a second degree sprain, brutal. But I still lifted. I still worked out. I had the air cast on. I did the best that I could. So, upper body for a while sucks. It was so stupid. I mean, it's always a dumb thing. I never a major injury in all my years of playing baseball, which is very fortunate. And then I'm playing freaking softball in college because I was good at baseball, and I had quit the college baseball team to focus more on fitness because I'm like, I didn't really want to play baseball anymore, but I wasn't in a frat either. And a bunch of my friends were in frats. They're saying, hey, why don't you play on our team? Yeah, just come and play on our intramural softball team. I'm like, what the hell? It'll be fun. You go and hang out, hit the ball a little bit, and just, nothing too serious. But we won the championship, which it was just kind of a club thing. But of course, I get hurt during that, I got hurt really bad. Of course, that's when I got injured. Silly goose. Let's see. Jarella, I stepped on a rusty nail as a child and walked on the edge of my foot for a while, screwed my hair up. Oh, my gait for weeks. Screwed up my hair. I stepped on a nail. I stepped on a nail.
Come on, stop whining.
Stop being a baby. Just a nail. No, I'm kidding. Of course it's going to screw up your gait, and that's going to screw up your gait probably for months. And that kind of stuff can screw you up for the rest of your life. But it depends. It depends on how you recover from it. But you start walking wrong and you start getting to those habits of putting more weight on one leg and twisting your body a little bit differently, and it can really jack you up. Miss Raven, nevermore. Papa Swolio, are those booty bands worth it? The only time I ever use them is to warm up before a workout, but would it work to incorporate into a no gym workout routine? It depends on the quality. You mean the ones that go above your knee or the ones that go below? A lot of people use the bands wrong. Shocker. Most people use things wrong, any kind of equipment wrong, but the booty, like the thicker, more cloth ones, those that go higher above, as long as you're using good form, they're great. I was actually using, Mama Swolio got a set of them. I was using the extra heavy one for one type of burnout, but I was doing it with hamstring curls just to get a little bit more focus on hip abduction. So they can be great. It's all about how you use the material. It's all about how you use them, because you could definitely have bad posture when you do lateral tube walking or glute bands for sure. For show. All right. So we got a brand new member to the SwoleFam. So you can drop some more questions down below if you got them. This one is from Ariel. This is from inside the discussion boards in Swolenormous X. And Ariel says, hi, SwoleFam. Hello, Ariel. Everyone say hi to Ariel. Hi, Ariel. I'm drawn to Papa Swolio's consistency in doing his daily Swole podcast. Why, thank you. Authentic and common sense message, and decided to join Swolenormous X and get access to more excellent content. Since fitness has a lot to do with the mindset, I'm stoked to be soaking up the wealth of content that's available here and to make the 7 pillars as part of my lifestyle. I am starting with a partial elimination diet and brain gains, and I'm starting to see some improvements and some withdrawal symptoms. Loving the sense of humor in this group, and I can't wait to see what happens to Tessie post-fat camp.
US and A, greatest country in the world.
I know. Tessie, she's still away. In case you don't know who Tessie is, that's our resident unicorn beesh. And she got huge when I went away for a couple days. She got massive. Now, we still crush the priority access episodes inside the SwoleFam, but Tessie got into the food and she got enormous. And I'm like, I am not putting you on the podcast anymore. So she was live with us for a while. She was live for a couple days and then kicked her to the curb. Like, you have to get rid of this. You have to get rid of this fat ass. it was just out of control. It was out of control. So I'm hoping that we can have like a really awesome before and after. I'm hoping we can bring her back soon. I haven't talked to her in a couple days. She's written a couple notes, but she's been she's gone dark. She's gone dark for the last couple days. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I mean, I have high hopes, but you never know. You never know. You never know. You never know. I hope. Let's see. Mike may pop back in a bit. I'm going to do some yoga now before bed. How many of you do yoga in the morning or in the evening? What's your preferred time of day to do yoga? And are any of you traveling for the holidays? I know we still have the vid going on, but how many of you are traveling for the holidays? You're going to bring your yoga studio with you. You're going to bring Swolenormous X with you on the road. A lot of you are probably glad that you don't have to travel. Like, hey, I'm glad the COVID's around. I don't have to deal with family. That's right. Not the toxic before and after pictures. Oh my God. Can't even post before and after pictures anymore.
Matt Damon.
Can't post before and after pictures. If I use I've said this before. If I post a video talking about before and afters, the one that I did on the Swolenormous channel, the one I did about Bruce's story. And if I used a before and after of Bruce, if I used an actual before and after, the thumbnail would very likely get flagged. Whenever I've talked about before and afters, whether it was a positive message or whether I was dropping some sack on someone's chin, it's gotten removed. How do you remove a before and after picture? I know a lot of you don't, you're not, a lot of you, if you're here, you're not offended. You're not offended and you're not offended easily. That's for damn sure. But have you ever gotten offended by a before and after picture? Have any of you ever gotten offended? I mean, I know before and after pictures got a real bad reputation because of Photoshop. People were manipulating before and afters. All of a sudden you would see, you're like, that's not real. The backgrounds, the wall is warped in. People are sucking in the stomachs. People are bullshitting. But I've never gotten offended by a before and after because I know it's possible. I mean, it's really obvious when it's fake. It's really obvious when it's fake. Like what kind of a shitty human being do you have to be to get offended by someone's success? Now, you have real low self-esteem and you really don't have any of your own focus and any of your own drive and ambition. If you're getting offended and you're sensitive enough to lash out and to actively try to tear down someone's success. Let me see. Johnny Figs, wouldn't yoga at night keep you awake? No, actually, not really. Not necessarily. If you do a hard yoga, it depends. If you do a level 3 and you're all sweaty and your heart rate's up, it could knock you out. I know some people that do that and just go to sleep, and some people might keep you up a little bit. We also have some evening yoga flows in the yoga studio. Have any of you done that? I think we have a evening yoga flow in the express section. You could try that. Yin is great before bed. How many of you do yin before bed? Let me say, John, yoga in the evening helps my quality of sleep. My morning is all about my meditation. Nice, good way to start. Christian, morning yoga mostly, sometimes yin in the evening. There you go. There you go. Let's see, Bethany, I love evening yoga. Doing a flow after the podcast for sure. I'm going to get some gorillas in that one. Yeah. Yeah. Let's see here. Oh, goodness. Amy, yoga at night. I work with suicidal clients all day. It's great self-care. Oh, that's so rough. That's so rough. Definitely got to center yourself. Carb Maven got offended when Foodie Beauty went from. Is that right? Does she weigh herself on her channel? I mean, I never really watched a lot of her content. I just had that interaction with her when she made a couple of videos and people tagged me or sent it to me. And of course, we gave her the opportunity, which she shat on. And you know, that old chestnut back in, what was that? God, that was this year. 2020 was a heck of a roller coaster. That was back in May, wasn't it? Yeah. Over 400, man, people are having, and Nico Cotto, people are having reverse transformations. Reverse transformations are fine. You have a real transformation when someone takes care of their health. Oh my God, you're an awful person. You're terrible. You're so terrible. Look at this. Ooh, Papa in color. You like me in color over here? Should we go back to color? I like the black and white. Ooh, I'm so saturated. Yeah. It's so colorful over here. It's kind of nice. Really orange. A little too saturated. Got to balance that out a little bit. Yeah, maybe take that down a notch. Like a little color here. Decide to mix it up a little bit. Yeah. Black and white was cool. Maybe we'll go color a little bit. Why not? Why not? Mix up a little bit. You never know what you're going to get. You never know what you're going to get here on the sleaze. Okay. Laura Fitch, are they really offended or just jealous? Of course they're jealous. Most people that give you crap for taking care of your health, you get this from coworkers. You get this from your family members, especially this holiday season when you're going to be maybe bringing your own food or not choosing to eat a lot of the crap that other people are bringing or making. You're going to get some pushback. Everyone is always trying to bring you down to their level, because when you are taking care of your health, when you're making better choices, and you know you're making better choices and you're making those choices for you, other people see you as a reflection of what they're not doing. They look and they say, that person's doing, whether they're related to you or not, that person's doing what I should be doing, but I don't want to do that. I do want the result, but I don't want to do that. So rather than actually step up to the plate and take personal responsibility, they lash out and try to act like they don't care. And it's just being negative. And those are the kinds of people you got to cut out of your life. That's pillar number one. Those are the kinds of people you have to eject from your inner circle. All right, let's see. Let's take another question. What's up, Alex? How we doing? Papa Swolio. Hey, Papa. Listening to all your content on YouTube and Spotify. Was wondering what I should be eating in order to help with my spare tire that I seem to have a hard time with. Definitely check out my content on the elimination diet. Check out the blog, the 7 Pillars blog on swolenormousx.com. Download the 7 Pillars. It's right there on the top of the page. You can also check out the blog. There's articles there on the elimination diet, but check out my content on the elimination diet. It's a good question. It's a very long question, and it's a fundamental entry-level question. So we have a lot of content on there. And SwoleFam, you could drop in the comments below, but you should be cutting out a lot of the trigger foods, and it starts with an elimination. That's the best way to learn how you should be customizing your nutrition, so you can individualize it. So it's not that simple. It's like, oh, just eat this. I personally recommend grass-fed beef, pastured eggs, healthy animal proteins and fats, cutting down the carbohydrates, minimizing inflammatory foods like sugar from dairy. Most people are dairy intolerant and should be and most dairy is just not worth consuming unless you're getting raw dairy and certain high quality sources. But and a lot of vegetables aren't ideal for most people. And I recommend cutting down on a lot of those sources, especially with all the toxins in these foods. And a lot of these plants absorb the toxins, and people are using garbage soaps and conditioners and perfumes. And there's a lot of hormone and endocrine disruptors in our environment. People are using plastics everywhere, and it's cumulative. A lot of people, we just live in a sea of, we live in a sea of pollution. We live in a sea of noise pollution. We live in a sea of light pollution. We live in a sea of food pollution. We live in a sea of pollution, of air pollution. And I'm not saying that you can do anything about it. You can mitigate your risk. You can minimize it, but it all comes down to the choices that you're making. And there's a lot of choices that you can make and people can make from day to day that will improve, because a lot of this compounded. It's not like you go outside and you breathe in a little brake dust, you're going to die. But if you're living in the city and you're living in a very polluted area, yeah, why do you think a lot of these areas lead to higher outcomes of cancer and other birth defects and things of that nature? I mean, if you're bathing and saturating yourself with the water, and like Flint, Michigan, like the water quality it's still having problems, and it's terrible. But a lot of these highly concentrated, populated areas have issues. So there's a lot of, and you can go very deep. And for most people, it's going to sound obsessive, but it's really just taking care of your health. Again, your environment, community, mowing your lawn, right? 7 pillars. Pillar number 1, what you surround yourself with. Everything. What you're drinking, what you're eating, your sleep, your hydration, the quality of what you're drinking. Water is not water. Not all water is created equal. Not all water filters are created equal. And a lot of this stuff is cumulative over time. You don't just wake up, you don't just go eat junk food and have diabetes the next day, right? It's cumulative over time. It's decades or years of just eating crap. And then it leads to these negative outcomes. Let's see here. Jarella, people want you to overeat crap with them. Misery loves company. Teddy, the one-arm warrior. My family thinks I'm crazy for working out, and I love to see the way they react. Yeah, fuck them. Just because they're related to you doesn't mean they have your best interest in mind. People are jealous. Let's see. Let's see here. Ray, what brand of soap do you recommend to avoid skin problems? What brand? It's something with, you just don't want a lot of stabilizers. I would just look for a natural soap. They don't last as long. They might be a little bit more pricey. What brand? I forget what we have in the, I forget what I have in the bathroom. I forget what the name of it is. I think get on Amazon. I'll have to put something, I don't know if I have it in my Amazon store. I forget the name of it. But get like those organic soaps. They don't have a lot of the stabilizer and chemicals and fragrances and stuff. A lot of those, I really hate fragrances. I hate unnatural and artificial fragrances. I hate these scented things and colognes and gross. So you really want to understand what is in your soap. You can read the ingredients and get an idea like, okay, this is not bad. And look, if you have allergies, you might have a certain soap that has some kind of ingredient. It might have an oats in it and it might bother your skin, could cause irritation. I forget the name of what I have in the bathroom, but I'll check it out. Oh yeah, maybe that was it. Maybe it's Dr. Squash. Maybe that is what it is. I think Mama Swolio bought this one. I have to check. There's another one that I have. It's not that one. It's not the doctor one. It's something else. It's another brand. I think it comes from Canada or it's French or something. I forget what it is. Damn it. But that reminded me. I'll have to do a search and then add that to the Amazon store. Let's see here. What's your opinion on raw milk? I don't drink it personally. So, I mean, you need to, if you can find it, a lot of people can't find it. It's not legal to sell in most places. You have to actually own part of the cow. You have to actually own a share of the cow because you're not allowed to sell. I don't think you're allowed to sell raw milk anymore. Or there's different state laws. It's so weird. It's so weird why you can't. It's so weird. I still want to know where the robe. Yeah, I keep forgetting to look. I didn't purchase it, so I don't know off the top of my head the robe that I wore. Let's see here. Vegetables are loaded with vital nutrients. Vital for who? For whom? That's not necessarily true. If you're eating nose to tail and you're eating organ meats, you get all the nutrients that you need. So vegetables aren't by default healthy. That's a big misconception, not to mention a lot of vegetables have heavy metals and toxins absorbed in them due to environmental conditions. So you're getting a lot of crap in many cases, and a lot of vegetables jack up a lot of people. So if it works for you and you feel good and you don't want to try, eating for your evolution, that's fine. But a lot of people that, especially in the SwoleFam, when you do an elimination diet, you'll find a lot of issues with certain vegetables. It might not be all of them. Some of them some plant sources, like maybe some like sweet potatoes, you might not have problems with. I know a lot of people have issues with broccoli and kale and Brussels sprouts. I personally do. I find absolutely no benefit to eating those. I avoid them. Spinach, lettuce, I don't eat any of that. Well, yeah, a lot of things are sprayed with pesticides, so you want to eat organic, and certain fruits are not going to be as vulnerable to that. And you have to be careful. And there's only so much you can do. There's only so much you can cut out. And there's only so much you can avoid, but you can mitigate your risks. So, for example, if you're eating berries, I love berries, but if you're eating conventional berries, you're getting tons of pesticides. So you want to make sure you're getting organic, and you're not going to be able to get rid of stuff 100%. So organic pesticides, things that will break down quicker, that will be less impactful on the body, but pesticides keep on getting stronger and stronger. So, you know, it's a problem. It's a problem. It's a huge problem, but it's not, like I'm saying, unless you're growing your own stuff and unless you can really, what are you going to do? You have to eat. Again, you have to eat. So what are you going to get? Not everyone can afford organic berries or organic fruit. So you have to make better choices, but you can Google it and you can find which fruits on a given year or which fruits will be specifically less subject to that type of toxicity. But even if you have a skin on a fruit, the tree can actually absorb pesticides and runoff from neighboring farms, and it'll actually be inside the tree. It'll actually be inside the fruit. So there's only so much you can mitigate, but plants have tons and tons of toxicity. And again, it comes down to the animals that you're consuming. So if you're eating conventional grain-fed beef and stuff that's sprayed with glyphosates and all this crap, you are consuming the organs, or you're consuming the meat, and you're consuming what the animals consume when you eat an animal, which is why you want to get grass-fed beef. And a lot of these grass-fed beef sources, like from New Zealand and from other countries that are more mindful of what they, of how they run their agriculture system and how they, you know, use their regenerative farming practices, because their cows graze, or they have different climates where they're allowed to graze outside more often. They rotate. It's just different countries, different things. So you have to do your research. But again, it's hard to know exactly what's going on. And unless you're a scientist and you're testing everything and you just have to do the best you can. And yeah, if you go to the Amazon store, if you click on the link, swolenormousx.com/links, it's in my Instagram profile. It's also on my TikTok profile. You can check out my Amazon store, and I have some of those ancestral supplements linked. I love those. Those are great. Not a sponsor. I just like them. But I also eat organ meat. So I have raw liver, usually almost, if not every day. I'm drinking bone broth right now. I feel great. Look, if you want to eat vegetables, that's fine. And I don't discount vegetables. I have some sweet potatoes from time to time. I don't hide from them, but I notice when I cut them out from my nutrition, I feel great, because you have to replace it with something. So if I focus, and this is, again, you do the elimination diet, you figure out what works best for you. But when I cut out most of those plant sources, I have less inflammation. I sleep better. I perform better. My skin looks better. I don't have the bloating. I don't have any digestive issues. And when I bring them back in, or I dabble in them, or Mama Swolio might make some broccoli and I have some, my stomach is just I feel awful. I don't feel good by consuming it, but I make sure I get my nutrients and I make sure I get all my vitamins and minerals, but I'm getting that from my organ meats. I'm getting that from my bone broth. I'm getting that from liver. I'm getting that from kidney and spleen. I'm getting everything that I need. I don't need to take a multivitamin. I get that from food. I get my nutrients from food. So let's see. Hashtag Tainty Magooch. Good questions. Good talk, fam. Good talk. These are all good questions. And, you know, just because I eat a certain way doesn't mean you have to, but I do recommend that you don't stay closed-minded and default automatically to the classic bias of, 3 meals a day based on a 2,000 calorie diet, the food pyramid, eat your grains, drink your milk. It's like, yeah, that obviously is terrible for people's health. We're getting sicker and sicker, and people eat like crap in this country. So you can't blame red meat for the ilk or the ailments of this society, because people are eating crappy meat. They're not exercising, they're drinking, they're smoking, they're eating all sorts of other processed carbohydrates along with it. So let's see here. Running. My thoughts on that vegan teacher. I don't follow any of her content. I've seen her stuff on TikTok, and she looks like she's going to die. She looks amazing. She looks like a skeleton. She just looks awful. She looks so sick. I don't know what she's just what? Just eat plants and save the animals type thing. But I've never really looked at it, because I see like a video, someone tags me. I'm like, I don't want to watch that. She looks like she needs some food. Michael, I love meat, but I struggle to feel full with it. Well, what kind of meat do you eat? You're not eating the right stuff, man. You struggle, or you're not eating enough of it. How do you not feel full from eating meat? Like a fatty cut, like grass-fed ribeye steak. Not everyone can access that, but oof, I feel so satisfied. And the thing is, if you're eating quality animal sources like, whole eggs, pastured eggs, you're getting your proteins and your fats. It's really hard to stuff in more food. It's so satisfying. I'm just curious. I'm curious as to what you consume. If you're struggling to feel full with it, I get it. Let's see here. What's up, Trevere? How we doing? What up? What up? Michelle, I'm switching to a more carnivore-based diet. I've noticed my energy levels are up. My skin's looking much better. I had my first try with Angus beef last night. Amazing. Your first try? What's a first try? Is that a spell correct? Vegan tears are good for the skin.
Yow. Yow.
I like to caress rusty spoons.
Let's get some soundboard in there. Papa, would you ever be a Fit Tea sponsor?
Matt Damon.
Yeah, Phil. Yeah, Papa, I can hook you up with a fat burner sponsor. Yeah. How about this one? How about this? Fuck yourself. How about that for a sponsor, Phil? Let's see. Carb Maven. I have a leg of lamb roasting now. Can't wait to toss its bones in my next batch of bone broth. Very nice. Soul Train. Should I only consume grass-fed bone broth? Yes. Or should I mix it up with chicken, turkey, fish broth, etc.? Oh, you mean, should I only consume? Oh, I thought okay, I read that wrong. So you were asking about different sources. I thought you were meaning, could you consume grass-fed bone broth or grain-fed, like conventional? Or, I mean, conventional should be grass, but we know what I'm talking about. I don't drink chicken broth or turkey, or I've never had fish broth. Fish broth. No, I've never had that. If you get lamb bones and stuff. No, I only drink beef broth. For me. Fish broth. Now I have to Google that. Steven. Let's take another question. Good questions today. Let's see. Anybody have advice with dealing with tennis elbow? This shit hurts. So tennis elbow is lateral epicondylitis on the elbow. Do I have it here? This is actually great for tennis elbow, but also the Therabar. So Steven, if you go in your library in X and you go and click on the Amazon store in my gym section, Papa Swolio's gym gear, you'll check out the Therabar. That'll fix your tennis elbow. Fix mine. It's great. You just do the eccentrics that strengthen your extensors, and they're fantastic. I have it over here. Hold on a second. Let me grab it. Watch the foot. Oh, yeah. All right. So, look, I had it here. So this is a Therabar. So I have this in my Amazon store. It's great. And you can do all sorts of different things here, but what you do is you're twisting it and you're slowly, eccentrically, and you're strengthening your extensors. So they're going to get stronger and it's going to relieve pressure and the rubbing across that bone. It's just a strength and balance. The muscles, your extensors are getting pulled and rubbing against that little bony protrusion, that bony landmark, and it's causing inflammation. So it sucks, and it keeps getting worse because when you have inflammation, then the space decreases, then you have more rubbing, and then it gets more pain, and then it's just less space, and it just keeps on rubbing, and then just snowballs until you can barely move your hand or grip anything. So I would check that out. That's in my Amazon store. So you can check that out. You're a member of the fam, Steven, right? I forget. There's so many names that are the same. But it's also swolenormousx.com/links. You can check out the store there too. What are your thoughts on intermittent fasting? Oh, hush.
Matt Damon.
Oh, hush, Jill. My goodness. Let's see. Miss Raven. I have a hard time digesting meat. How come? but I stick to organic eggs. There you go. Grass-fed butter for meals. Too restrictive? You mean just eggs and butter? Have you tried? Well, have you looked into like grass-fed organ meats? I would recommend, if you're trying to get the most from eating animal proteins and animal fats, I would recommend grass-fed organ meats like liver, heart is also excellent. You'll get the most for your consumption in terms of getting nutrition. And then you can, like, in terms of, for example, vegetarians or vegans, if you're really morally against eating animals, I get it. It's your choice, but it negatively affects your health. It really does for so many people. And it doesn't take that much organ meat, doesn't take that much animal sourced foods to to revolutionize your health, to completely bring you back. So it doesn't mean that you have to eliminate all plants, and that's up to you. I just feel it's the best way for most people to consume. And you have this kind of programming over the course of the last several decades that, you need all your veggies, you need to eat vegetables and eat grass and stuff all the time. That's not what human beings are supposed to eat. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Especially all this genetically modified and modernized wheat and modernized plants. Like, this is not really what plants are. Like, this kind of stuff that we eat today, what didn't grow 10,000 years ago. Our bodies are ancient and we're eating all this absolute trash for our bodies. It just doesn't make sense to me. The more you actually read and think and just critically think about it, it's just it comes off as common sense to me. You don't need to do 1,000 studies to, it's better to eat quality animal products. It just makes sense. That's why humans have always done that, have always hunted and gathered. You get more nutrition. You're not going to find nutrition on an apple in the wild. You want to kill an animal and eat the liver. Yeah, you'll be amazing. Think about that. If you're in the wilderness and you have a tribe, right? Where are you going to get your nutrition from? Legit. You're in the woods. Let's say you're in, I don't know, let's say there's no cities anywhere and you're in Wyoming. Let's say you're in Wyoming and it's in the summer and you have a tribe, a little band of people. Where are you going to get your food? How are you going to feed everyone in Wyoming? What you going to do? Tell me, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Tell me, drop in the comments. I'm just saying, let's just critically think. I'm not saying you can't have a piece of broccoli. You can eat whatever you want. But tell me, what you going to eat? Just curious. Just use logic. Just go back in time. What are you going to eat? What are you going to eat? What are you going to do? You're going to go, what grows in Wyoming? What's out there? If you're in the summer, right? If you're in the summer and you find a fruit tree, you'll probably eat it. You probably pick one and eat it. But there are some fruits and berries and stuff that will kill you or make you sick or will taste really bitter. Remember, the fruit that we're eating today is not what was used to be available. You didn't get strawberries that are the size of your head and apples. You ever see these apples? The Honeycrisp apples or something? You go to the supermarket and the apples are this big. That's not normal. They're genetically modified and they're grown that way over hundreds of thousands of generations of growing apple trees to get the biggest, juiciest fruit. This is not what we used to have access to. So we're getting a lot more sugar than we ever would by finding an apple on a tree. We're getting a lot more when we have an apple today. It's like, it's so big. We didn't used to have that kind of fruit. But where are you going to find the veggies? Where are you going to find that stuff? Just saying, you're going to find, if you're in the woods, you're going to hunt a moose or an elk or a buffalo. You're going to hunt an animal. You're going to eat it. Or you're going to get fish. You're going to find the beefs. You're going to find the meat. You're going to hunt. You're going to hunt. You're going to hunt. I never watched that show. Let me see. Michelle, on Naked and Afraid, most of the people who are vegan or vegetarian had to eat animal to survive. Not saying it's not a produced TV show and blah, blah, blah. But, well, yeah, if you're there's no ancient tribes that were vegan because you're not going to survive. You're not getting enough nutrition. the ancient cities where you were starving to death, the poor people ate the grains and the wheat. The wealthy people ate meat. The royalty always had animal sources. That was always... Why do you think ribeyes are so expensive? Why do you think the fattier cuts of meat... The only reason organ meats are cheaper than other things are because they're not as sought after. That's where the nutrition is, the organ meats. But why do you think ribeyes are more expensive than lean cuts of meat? Even if you're in the supermarket, even if it's grain-fed beef, why do you think the fattier cuts, it just tastes better? Yeah, but it's also more nutritious for you. I mean, if you talk about grass-fed beef, why do you think those are why do you think those are more expensive cuts? Because there's more nutrition in there, there's more value, there's more fuel. And it tastes better for a reason, because it's delicious. Your body knows what's good for it in many ways. Your body doesn't know what's good for it when you're tricking it and when you're assaulting it with artificial flavors and artificial sugars and concentrated crap all the time. So your body loses that connection with nature. And a lot of this is my opinion. It's also my experience. It also just makes fucking sense. I'll just tell you that much. Makes sense. All right. Let's see. Take a couple more. Do one more SwoleFam post, and then we'll go a little bit deeper. Let's see. We got one from Cheryl. What's in the box? Hey, Indapre, what's going on? I got a ribeye that's marinated. Well, it's got salt on it. I also got some ground beef that's got kidney, heart, and spleen in there that I'm going to eat. How do you get past the taste of organ meats? You deal with it. I mean, I didn't grow up eating organ meats too, so I do understand. Like, yeah, it's a acquired taste, and it's not easy, but hey, it's good for my body, and I know it's what I should be eating, so I'm gonna eat it. I feel amazing when I have it. Why is every YouTube video stuck on a black screen? What you talking about? What you talking about, Willis? I actually ate raw beef liver on the TikTok live I did earlier. I have a couple ounces a day. Cheryl, hi fam. And if you don't like organ meats, you can get those supplements. I have them in my Amazon store, swolenormousx.com/links. It's in my Instagram bio and also on TikTok. Okay, this is from Cheryl. Hi fam, joined a couple weeks ago. What up, Cheryl? Everyone say hi to Cheryl. Say hi. Is YouTube freezing or something? Dirty Randy, you've been having trouble with the live streams lately, or with YouTube lately, huh? Hi fam, just joined a couple of weeks ago. Been missing out on my workouts for a few days, but we'll be getting back to it today. I am a quiet achiever. I don't say much, but I like what people are posting. Everyone has their own reasons for being here. Australia, or is it Austria? Aus, is the middle of the summer. I'm pretty sure that you're referring to Australia. So I find working out difficult, but been sticking to eating right. I still do 5 kilometers on my exercise bike. Keeping up the cardio helps. It tells me that my transplant... I want more information. Whoa. I want more information. My transplant is still going strong. Hashtag fuck average. What? I need more information.
It's the fucking Catalina wine mixer. It's the fucking Catalina wine mixer.
I want more information. Your heart transplant? I want more information. You must tell me more. You must tell me more. I want to know more. Why'd my balls deep not work? Why'd that not work? What happened here? Balls deep. There we go.
That's deep.
Why'd my balls not work? Why'd my balls not work? What's going on in the comments here? Oh, shit. Indapre, I relapsed today from my addiction habit. Unfortunately, I'm feeling depressed now, Papa. Addiction is a curse for human beings. Well, what's going on? I'm glad you're here. Hopefully the Daily Swole and the SwoleFam can bring you back a little bit. What's the deal? Anything you want to talk about? I'm glad you're here. Hopefully we can slap you across the tits and get you back on the pony. So let us know if there's anything that you need help with or anything that we can do. I'm liking the color here. Looking good. What's up? How you doing? Little tainty magooch. Don't be a beesh and don't be a boosh. Not you, Indapre, but don't be a beesh, don't be a boosh. Or you'll end up like tainty magooch. It's good advice. We got your back. We got your back. I cooked a beef heart a couple days ago. It was great. It was excellent. Excellent. It was so good. It was so good. It was so delicious. Let's see. National Ninja 91. So glad to have joined. I joined after your TikTok live last night. I'm loving the positivity. That's what I'm talking about. Very nice. Welcome to the fam.
He's heating up!
Welcome. Oh. Enough, Falcon. Calm down. Jesus Christ. Calm down. Welcome to the fam. Yeah, might be popping on a TikTok live in a little bit. But we got a story to cover today. I want to talk about. Let's see. This is from Lizzo. Did you guys hear the news from Lizzo? And I've covered Lizzo before. I do not care about this person. All right. But this is the irony. The irony. So we talk about the wokesters all the time. You know, when we go over the shit posts, we talk a lot about fat acceptance, health at every size, the nonsense. And you know that I just made an extra thirsty. I just dropped it on this channel. By the way, extra thirsties are on this channel again. So check it out. There's another one dropping tomorrow. So make sure you subscribe and hit the bell. But this is woke news. This is woke fitness news. I don't pay attention to what Lizzo does. I don't care. I don't like her music. I don't like anything about her. But this comes into the content that we've talked about before with fat positivity. Okay. And when we look at the fat positivity and the health at every size movement, what we see is you're like, in other words, it's very Mean Girls like. You can't sit with us. If you're not as fat as we are, if you're a small fat or a medium fat, right? Remember those? You're not an infinifat. You're a super fat. If you're not as fat as us, you don't have the right to ask or to look for fat support or fat victimhood. You're not as much of a victim as us. It's the rush or the race to get to the bottom of the ladder. So these kinds of woke social justice, they eat their own. They eat their own. It's like that in politics too. They eat their own. If you're not as woke as them, then they're against you. So they kind of eat themselves. Now, ironically, they eat everything, but all right. So let's get into this post because it's a story, because this is an example of how ridiculous it is. So Lizzo is slammed by her fans online for promoting diet culture with a fad smoothie detox.
You a full retard, man.
After revealing her personal struggles with confidence. So after all this Lizzo fat, stop fat shaming, I'm fat and beautiful. She gets popular by being fat and by promoting obesity. And now she's promoting her smoothie detox bullshit. And of course, people are turning on her, rightfully so, because she's a hypocrite and she's going to play the victim like, oh, my personal struggle with confidence. No, don't play that game. Your personal struggles with confidence after you make millions of dollars off promoting fatness and obesity. Now you're going to complain about your personal struggles with confidence. No, you lie to your fans, you lie to people, and you talk a lot of crap, and then you're going to and while you're pushing your bullshit products. So superfood shake. Yeah. Stupid nonsense. So this is just dumb. But again, this is just like, obviously she's big in the industry. She makes the news. She gets a lot of attention. So of course, now that she left the fat positive movement, she's going to get roasted. Seeing you promote diet culture is breaking my heart. What? No. Detoxes don't work, and they definitely do not promote body positivity. This, as they say, ain't it. Not now, during a year and season when people are struggling extra hard with body issues, and not ever. Miss X Vincent, I guess, has got this quarantine 15 going. Disappointed to see these fad diets on your page. Fad nutrition, gutted. How absolutely irresponsible of you to put this on the feed for your fans. Where's your PR team? Lizzo, no, this makes me sad, girl. Is this a joke? No, it's not a joke. You just got a hypocrite. You got a hypocrite. What, you think Lizzo was like an honorable person? That people are full of shit. They'll say whatever they can. They'll say whatever they want to get attention. This little clip from an article. Lizzo then posted another video defending her personal choice to reset her system with a cleanse. Quote, as you know, I would normally be so afraid and ashamed to post things like this online because I feel like as a big girl, people just expect if you are doing something for health, you're doing it for dramatic weight loss, and that is not the case. She said in another TikTok video posted Monday night. She continues, in reality, November stressed me the fuck out. I drank a lot. I ate a lot of spicy things and things that fucked my stomach up, and I wanted to reverse it and get back to where I was. So rather than eat healthy, just going to suck down detox shakes. So again, the justification, November stressed me the fuck out. What are you talking about? What was it, the election? Would the election stress you out? Did politics stress you out? Yo, everyone's in this together. The SwoleFam has been crushing it. Stop blaming your surroundings with your poor choices. You have choices to make. Okay? Let's drop the hammer on this. You have choices to make. If you make shitty choices, you make shitty choices. Stop blaming other people for your shitty choices. And Lizzo, you have every ability to financially, you have the fame. You rough November. How? What was rough? Lizzo said she was proud of herself and her results after completing the cleanse. Quote, my sleep has improved, my hydration, my inner peace, my mental stability, my effing body, my effing skin, the whites of my eyes. What, because you're not eating crap anymore? It's not your cleanse. It's you not stuffing your face with crap. This is what happens with anyone that doesn't eat crap anymore. Of course you're going to look better and feel better. Fool. Like I feel and look like a bad bitch, and that's it. I'm a big girl who did a smoothie detox. Jesus Christ.
Matt Damon.
And I wanted to share that with you guys. I got exactly what I wanted out of it. You probably just shit your brains out and didn't eat crappy food. And every big girl should do whatever the F they want with their body. What message are you sending? So every big girl should do whatever the F they want after saying, all right, she gets another Matt Damon.
Matt Damon.
You're a hot mess, you're a train wreck, and no one cares. But this is a prime example of fat acceptance, of the body positivity movement, the health at every size. This is just prime hypocrisy. This is exactly what happens. You're full of shit. You're full of shit, straight up. And this is a big reason why people that go from eating junk food and when people eat junk food all the time and they go vegan or they go plant-based, a lot of people are doing that because it's a fad. It is a fad. I don't care if you are plant-based or you eat vegan. It's still a fad. It's trending right now. It's a great hashtag and everyone wants to be virtuous. So everyone's signaling to each other. You're on a team. You have a community. All of a sudden you have purpose again. Like, oh, this is my identity. People don't know who they are. So they're picking an identity. They're picking a tribe and they're just running with it. They're running with the hashtag. Like I always say, it's easier to change a hashtag than to change your life. Change your habits. Why change your habits? Why change your habits? Just change your fucking hashtag. You don't have to change anything. You know what? Oh my God, I feel gross. Oh my God, I feel awful. I don't want to start exercising. I don't want to start eating healthy. You know what? Hashtag fat positivity. Hashtag body positivity. Hashtag haze. Hashtag health at every size. Boom. Now I'm awesome. Now I'm a proactive bad bitch. Sure. My point is, a lot of people do these detoxes and plant-based and all this stuff. That they do the fad diets and they start seeing some results. And well, the body's very adaptable. The body's very resilient, but you're not eating junk food anymore. So of course you're going to start losing some weight or feel better because you're not eating crap anymore. You're not drinking soda, alcohol. Maybe you're not eating tons of processed sugars like you were before. So you might feel better because you're not eating crap. It's not that you're eating the right foods. It's that you're eating less of the shitty ones. Or the full shitty ones, or the obviously shitty ones in fast foods and such. So anyway, let's wrap this up with, let's get back to another SwoleFam post. Got a good one here. Good one here. This one is from Christian. This is fire.
What's in the box?
What's in the box? What we got here? Christian says, okay, fam. It's accountability time. Hold on to your hats because this is going to be a long one. That's what she said. Yeah. All right. I've been a beach for the last couple months. I've been letting stress and anxiety get the better of me, which has led to overeating, inconsistent and non-existent sometimes training, and general mental chaos. So I've had enough and it's time to rebuild my pillars and get on with it. So here's my plan. Number one, community. I'm going to be more active again in the SwoleFam and make an effort to catch the live streams again and actually talk to the people around me when I'm struggling. Number 2, nutrition, which is pillar number 2. I've managed to steer clear from the dirty dicks, but overeating, if you don't know, if you're listening, you're like, oh my God, she's not around dirty dicks anymore. What the hell's going on? We call junk food dirty dicks, or dirty dicks, dirty bleeding AIDS dicks covered in COVID. Like we call it all sorts of different things. It's very, very, very offensive. So yeah, makes you really want to have those hot dogs, right? So I'm going to, let's see, I've managed to steer clear from the dirty dicks, but overeating and snacking have been out of control. So I'm going to listen to my hunger cues and wait until I'm actually hungry before eating my first meal of the day. If that's 6:30 a.m. when I'm done with my yoga, then that's great. I'll eat. But if it's later, then that's great too. The point is listening to my body, and there will be no snacking after the kids go to bed. When I'm feeling snacky in the evening, that will be brain gains. Number 3 through 5. So 3 is training, 4 is recovery, and 5 is mobility. 3 through 5 will be covered by daily yoga and also sleep. Don't forget your sleep and hydration, all those things, 3 through 5. It's not just mobility. Will be covered by daily yoga. I've challenged myself to 100 days of yoga. This morning was day 7. I did the beginner hippie flow with Genevieve. After the 100 days, I will build in some more training. I'm thinking I'll do the 90-day dash again. Why won't you do lifting 2? I think the 100 days of yoga is cool, but why aren't you doing the training too? Why don't you start lifting weights? You're gonna do better for your body if you're doing the programming now. Just curious, just putting that out there. You're spending the time to do yoga. You may as well do awareness workouts and such. Swollen 7s too. Number 6, mindfulness, daily yoga and brain gains. And I will be using my planner daily again to keep me focused and organized. And number 7, consistency, do it every damn day and follow the plan I've laid out. I'll also follow up with regular accountability posts. Thanks, fam, for reading this through, and I'll be chatting with you much more in the future. You better. You better. Watching you. Keep my eye on you. The SwoleFam's we're going to be keeping our eye on you. All right? Hey, watching you. All right, don't be a beesh, don't be a boosh, or you'll end up like Tainty Magooch. Let's give away some Swole card, fam. Are you ready? Are you ready? Microwaved hot dogs, I know. All right, scrolling through. So Tainty Tuesday and hashtag Tainty Magooch will both be acceptable for the giveaway. I want to remind you, make sure you follow the podcast, Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Also, I'm over on Instagram. Most of you just follow me everywhere. So, and TikTok at Papa Swole, dropping a lot of fire. You want some inspiration? You want some fucking, when we light those nips up, follow me, TikTok at Papa Swole. And also, if you're not yet subscribed to the other podcast, how many of you are checking out the Swolenormous audio experience? I'm dropping daily cock slapping over on the Swolenormous audio experience. So usually doing it at night, just dropping a little bit of smoke in your ear holes. So you can follow over there for a couple minutes at some Swolosophy over on the Swolenormous audio experience. So if you don't know, got a couple podcasts, so check it out. You can also just type in Swolenormous into your podcast app, but check out the Swolenormous audio experience. You got a few new ones if you've been punched out. I think a lot of you will enjoy it. If you're listening to the Daily Swole, you will love the Swolenormous audio experience. For show. You keep yelling at me. I like it. I really like it. I know you do. You sexy beaches. All right, let's give away this Swole card, shall we? Let me get the music going. Let me get rid of my face because no one wants to see no one wants to see that. No one wants to see that. My grill. Here we go. Where's the music? Here we go. Scrolling. Dance time. Tainty Magooch. First scroll. Blank. Second scroll. Blank. Third scroll. Blank. Fourth scroll. Blank. Nothing. Blank. Nope. Missed it by no. Someone was talking about Tessie. No, we're going back down. One more time. Landed on a bunch of people, but blanks. Don't shoot blanks. 3. No. Nothing. Annika. No. Jill. No. Michael. No. Steven, no. Where's my Tainty Ruse? Soul Train, no. Liza, no. The Rizza, Johnny, no. No, again, 0 for 2. We did this yesterday. I'm down to the bottom here. Hit that shit. You never know. Down to the bottom. Phil, no. Hot dogs, no. I'm trying to do like short scrolls and long scrolls, mix it up a little bit. And Maven, no. Phil, no again. 0 for 3. This is, I swear this never happened. Shooting blanks today. All right. Elk or gator? Someone says, who's tainty? Doesn't come. Down towards the bottom. Annika Schoolanda, down to the bottom. Congratulations. Nailed it. There you go. There you go. All the way down to the bottom. Landed on it. Congratulations, Annika. Send us an email. Hydrate. Oh, do we have a water break? Recount. No, this is Pennsylvania. We'll sell it to you. Congratulations. Send us an email to support@swolenormous.com. Swole card 1684. Damn those Dominion machines. Swole card 1684 and your mailing address in the body of the email, and we'll send you the Swole card. Let's get a little bit of a water break. Let's bring the water out. I think a lot of you were calling for a water break, shall we? Water break? If you're brand new, you don't even know. You don't even know what's about to happen. You got no idea. You think you know, but you have no idea. Congratulations, Annika. Drop that in the comments. Everyone say congratulations. 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 Let's see the water break. Come on, kitty. Let's go, kitty. Come on. Come on, anytime. Let's go. Come on, Beesh. Come on, Beesh. All right, you ready? Here we go. In 3. Oh, I didn't get it. What's about to happen? Get your water. You ready? Okay. In 3, 2, 1. Dance time. Chug it. Go. Drink, bitch. Whoa! Ooh. All right. Not bad. The burp. Wait. There we go. Not bad there. All right. Let me see here. Yeah, let me see here. What else? That's not water. It's vodka. Man, I don't think so. I just drank a bunch of broth and I just packed some water on top of it. So I want you to think about my stomach right now. I got a nice complete serving of bone broth in my stomach and all this water on top of it. That could get interesting later. That could be an interesting outcome. I got questions about that. We're going to find out. No, we're going to find out soon. All right, fam, we'll be back here tomorrow for episode 1685. Remember, check out the Mancast. We got a great pre-roll, got a great story from the Swole fam. Make sure you're listening to the podcast too, because the Daily Swole, we got those awesome stories before the show starts. Make sure you go and give that a listen over on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. And for those of you that have not yet left a review on Apple Podcasts, make sure you do so. I want to be doing some giveaways and some shout outs to those of you that are leaving a review, but I will be announcing what we're going to be raffling off. So make sure you go get your reviews in if you have not yet left a review on Apple Podcasts. That helps a lot. When you hit the like button here, it'll distribute it more. I know YouTube doesn't show you my videos, which is why I send out the Swole text, but make sure that on Apple Podcasts, if you leave a review, it definitely boosts the podcast in suggested on Apple. So if someone's listening and looking at a fitness podcast or someone else, like, hey, you might like the Daily Swole. I find it hard to believe that they might actually recommend my podcast, but that's what happens when you leave reviews. So if you leave a review, and also when people are checking it out and they say, oh, 5-star reviews and people really like the podcast, and you leave a couple sentences and you say, hey, what the Swole means to you and what the podcast means to you, and joining on the show makes a big difference, makes a big diff. Could you answer to my last question, please? Thanks. What question? I'm scrolling through a lot. I don't know if I can find it. Any ways to retain English vocabulary words for longer period of time? I keep forgetting already. Well, you're watching this, I'm assuming, on a phone. Have you tried downloading Duolingo? There might be some other apps out there, but has any of you that you recommend? But I know I've downloaded before. I started using it to learn a language and I kind of fell off of it. But you can download that. And I've heard a lot of people that say that what helps them learn languages is listening to music and reading the lyrics at the same time. So listen to English songs and read the lyrics, and movies and stuff like that. I would watch English movies. I do not know what to do to keep my mind away from thinking about my addiction. You need professional help. My addiction memories are coming back to me, forcing me to relapse again. Debacle by brain powers. Oh yeah. I'm not a therapist, so I have to recommend that you definitely consult a therapist. You need professional help, and I would love to give you more resources. I don't have them offhand, and I don't know what kind of addiction you're referring to, but you do have support from all of us here. You really do need professional help. So even if you post up in the group, if you're a SwoleFam member, we're going to say the same thing. I do not know what resource to send you to, but if you just Google it, you can find online resources for sure. But bottom line, you have amazing support here for positivity. We all got your back, but we're all, and you can see in the chat, we're all recommending that you just Google it. Like for what you're dealing with, there's going to be hotlines. There's going to be resources that will help you. And there's also groups, right? There's also Facebook groups and stuff that have people specifically for any addiction that you have. You're going to be able to find a group or community, even on Facebook or the like, where there will be at least a group of people that have your similar condition and issue or struggle that can actually, and they will have resources, I'm sure, in their help section, or in their, I'm talking about, like in their community section in the Facebook group. You can have like resources or read here FAQs, and they can refer you better than I could. The last thing I want to do is send you like, oh, go here, and then it doesn't help you, and it's just not worth even. Yeah. So, but we got your back. We support you in pursuing professional help because we want you to get better with whatever you're dealing with. And of course, I'm not putting it out there to ask you to lay it out on the line on a public show. So yeah, we'll follow with that. Pedro wisely said. Pedro says there's a huge stigma about seeking help, and it is totally great for people to reach out and spend time getting the necessary help. We support you 100%. I think that needs to be, that stigma needs to be like completely eradicated, especially with the quarantines and stuff. And one of the biggest things that people struggle with is loneliness and being separated. And that's why the social distancing stuff is truly fucked up. It's really fucked up. I'm not saying it doesn't help in certain circumstances, but you got to be around people. You can't be, why do you think that solitary confinement's a punishment? Because humans aren't supposed to be alone. We're not designed to be alone. We haven't evolved to be alone. So it's really important that you have a good community. You have that here, but at the same time, you need people in your circle, professional, that know how to literally walk you through and guide you to avoid those pitfalls. All right. So you're welcome, Interpret. We wish you the best, and keep us posted, right? Keep plugging in. I agree, John. Community is so important. Reach out to those with similar challenges. You got this, 100%. We're finishing up here. Skylar, what are some good home workouts when my mother is gone to do? I recommend, if you follow me on TikTok or on Instagram at Swolenormous, and also Papa Swolio on TikTok. If you click the link, swolenormousx.com/links, you'll also see in that link list, you'll see some downloads, ebook and memberships and apparel and stuff. But at the bottom, you'll see some free classes. You could try a Swollen 7 or a Swolga class. So you can click those and give it a shot. All right. swolenormousx.com/links. But that's in my Instagram, the Swolenormous Instagram, and also the TikTok at Papa Swolio. So, all right, fam. That's it for today. I'll see you tomorrow for episode 1685 of the Most Muscular Swolecast, Beardcast, Broadcast, Gaincast, Mancast, Pimpcast. Sit down. Sleevescast, Pimpcast, Sleevescast, and Slaycast in the realm, because when I flex, you flex. We all flex our biceps. See you tomorrow for 1685. Peace, McGee's, Deuce, Magoose, your boy, Papa Swolio. Out.
Crazy flow, need a straight jacket. Cash flow, I'm a bank addict. 6 subs, had the bass smacking. 808, had the place clapping. 3 girls is enough for me, so I pull out like the stock crashing, like an IPO trying to purchase me. This a private sector, so you can't have it. Faking all that boom bapping. Who you think you is, boy? Findings want they sound back, so I give rap all these fake rappers as I take matters in my own hands. I don't need rapping, I don't need Zans. I don't need help, I'm a grown man. Now they can't laugh and they so mad, it's like
Mildly interesting. Shut the hell up.
10 racks in the fanny pack, couple hundred in the Louis bag.
That's a bed that you made. That's a bed that you made. That's a bed that you made. That's a bed that you laid. What kind of game is you playing? We go hard in the paint, yeah. What the fuck is you saying? I only go where they pay. What kind of game is you playing? Yeah, whoa. My shit is relevant, on topic. My melanin is popping. I'm taking skeletons on closets and making new deposits. I'm in my